I don't know if it's a complaint that she's making or a statement that she's making, but if it's a complaint, we just go, okay, enough.
AngelReese allegedly intervened to block CaitlinClark's European contract, accusing her of being money-minded and greedy. This adds to a season-long pattern of targeting Clark, from relentless trash talk, now practically her brand, to playing the race card, claiming Clark's popularity is due to her skin color. On the court, Reese's physicality often crosses the line, making it seem like she's angling for a spot in a WWE-style basketball league. Her actions suggest a personal mission to bring Clark down, mixing politics, jealousy, and aggressive play. Instead of focusing on her own game, Reese seems determined to stir controversy and keep Clark from opportunities she's earned.
AngelReese has things to say. She says that, and again, she can't decide if she wants to be the villain or not. One day she's the victim. One day she's saying things that make her villainous. She says that she wants to bring trash talk to women's basketball.
Now that CaitlinClark is heading to Europe to claim what she deserves, AngelReese can't handle it and throws out accusations of greed. The irony? Reese herself constantly complains about her salary and the $8,000 rent she has to pay. The hypocrisy is almost artful, criticizing Clark for chasing opportunities while lamenting her own financial struggles. It's clear this isn't about fairness, just another attempt to drag Clark down.
He ain't pays them bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills.
So AngelReese is suddenly acting like the moral compass of the WNBA, calling CaitlinClark money-hungry for considering a European contract. The irony is almost laughable. Reese, of all people, accusing someone else of chasing money. This is the same player who constantly complains about her WNBA paycheck not even covering her $8,000 rent. She never misses a chance to remind the world how underpaid she is, yet now she's criticizing Clark for seeking a salary that reflects her talent. The hypocrisy is unreal. Reese, the self-proclaimed queen of I'm broke, pointing fingers at Clark for wanting financial security? It's pure comedy gold.
Obviously, she's cashing in with endorsements and all of that. But, you know, isn't there an incentive? If you're in the NBA and you've got a guaranteed contract of $5, $10+ million, whatever, you don't necessarily have an incentive to go out and make headlines.
Let's not act like AngelReese has a halo over her head. This isn't about CaitlinClark being greedy. It's pure jealousy. Clark is out here breaking records, becoming one of the biggest names in women's basketball, while Angel complains. Now she's calling Caitlin ungrateful for considering Europe? Seriously? Clark is the one setting records while being underpaid, and Europe actually values her talent. They see her worth and are offering a paycheck that reflects it. Meanwhile, Angel's frustration isn't about fairness, it's about watching Caitlin succeed while she struggles. Instead of celebrating talent, she's too busy trying to tear Clark down.
Some of this other stuff, I don't know if it's a complaint that she's making or a statement that she's making, but if it's a complaint, we just go, okay, enough.
Here's where it gets really juicy. While AngelReese is out here talking smack, what is she actually doing? Oh right, she's busy with modeling gigs and Instagram selfies, more focused on fashion deals than basketball. Nothing wrong with that hustle, but calling CaitlinClark money-hungry while cashing in on endorsements? The hypocrisy is unreal. Caitlin, who's fully dedicated to the game, is somehow the villain for wanting a contract that reflects her talent. Meanwhile, Angel is making bank by posing in outfits, yet she's the one pointing fingers? Somebody call Sherlock Holmes. Because
and from the sounds of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season.
CaitlinClark is doing what any smart, ambitious athlete would, exploring her options. She's not asking for luxury, just fair pay for the star she is. Europe sees her value and is ready to compensate her accordingly, while the WNBA acts like they are doing her a favor with an underwhelming paycheck. All she wants is respect, something the league has failed to provide. Instead of prioritizing talent and performance, the WNBA seems more focused on keeping certain narratives alive. Clark isn't the problem, she's just refusing to settle for less when she knows exactly what she's worth.
People of sensibility who there's far more of that they could potentially win as fans.
CaitlinClark is a basketball legend in the making, and she's earned the right to seek better opportunities. If Europe values her talent more, then more power to her. Meanwhile, AngelReese can keep throwing shade from the sidelines, but Caitlin is the one making real moves. The truth is, Angel knows she can't keep up with the pace Caitlin is setting, breaking records, increasing WNBA attendance, and redefining the game. While Angel talks, Caitlin just keeps proving why she's the future of women's basketball.
Has seen record-breaking numbers this season in viewership, ticket sales, merch sales, and just overall growth of the league.
CaitlinClark isn't just another player chasing a bigger paycheck. She's a walking basketball legend in the making. She's after more than just money. She wants respect, stability, and a career that won't fizzle out because the WNBA is handing her breadcrumbs. The league loves to preach about supporting women's basketball, but when it comes to Caitlin, their support is about as sturdy as a broken lawn chair. After single-handedly elevating the league's popularity, she deserves more than a glorified tip jar. Europe sees her worth and is willing to pay accordingly, while the WNBA acts like she should be grateful for scraps. Instead of blaming her for wanting better, maybe the league should focus on valuing the player who's bringing them record-breaking attention.
And even our biggest star in the league, CaitlinClark, is only making a base salary of around $76,000 or $78,000 for this first season. She signed a 4-year, just over $300,000 rookie salary. So Caitlin's rookie salary is a little over $300,000 for 4 years, and that's all that she's going to make in the WNBA. Now, I feel like there could be a team overseas who would love to snatch CaitlinClark away from us and give her a crazy offer.
Let's take a moment to appreciate what CaitlinClark pulled off in 2024, because that season will be talked about until the sun burns out. She carried the Iowa Hawkeyes to the NCAA Finals, shattering records along the way. Scoring 191 points in a single tournament, the most ever for men or women, she cemented herself as a generational talent. And how does the WNBA reward her? With a paycheck so low it wouldn't even cover a few months of AngelReese's rent. Speaking of which, Angel complains about her $8,000 rent every other day. But the moment Caitlin looks for a salary that matches her talent, she's suddenly labeled greedy. The hypocrisy is unreal. Instead of criticizing her, maybe it's time to acknowledge Caitlin's worth.
But I think AngelReese is jealous of CaitlinClark. She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening here.
Here's where AngelReese's finger-pointing really goes off the rails. CaitlinClark isn't chasing dollars just for the sake of it, but Angel would have you believe otherwise. Sure, Caitlin's European contract will likely break WNBA salary records, but that's only because Europe is smart enough to pay her what she's worth. The real reason Caitlin is considering Europe isn't just the money, it's about building a legacy, something the WNBA seems completely uninterested in supporting. In just her rookie season, Caitlin didn't just sell out arenas, she sold out entire seasons. Cities had her name on billboards, and her jersey became one of the hottest-selling items in the league. Instead of uplifting her impact, the WNBA continues to undervalue her, pushing her to seek opportunities elsewhere.
Sales of WNBA merchandise are up over 500% versus the same period last year, with fan gear sales over the first half of the season at the highest in league history. Player-specific merchandise, including jerseys and t-shirts, have seen a staggering 1,000% increase in sales. Additionally, sales of league-specific merchandise like the popular orange WNBA hoodie are also up 200%. The top-selling WNBA player merch, CaitlinClark, #1 in jersey sales.
But no, the WNBA is more focused on running players into the ground than actually helping them build a future. They expect top talent to grind through a brutal season without even basic mental health resources. CaitlinClark is playing at the highest level with zero real support from the league that should have her back. So, of course, she's looking for something better. Somewhere that values her talent, respects her efforts, and actually invests in her long-term success.
It even went as far as to 1 year in 2015, Diana Taurasi played in Russia and did not play in the WNBA. And it was never outright stated that she didn't play in the WNBA because Russia basically put that in their contract, that if she went there, she couldn't play. But that was pretty much what everybody thought happened because Russia paid Diana Taurasi at that time $1.5 million salary.
Look at Diana Taurasi, one of the greatest WNBA players ever. Even she left the league for a season in 2015 after being offered $1.5 million to play in Russia, over 10 times her WNBA salary. CaitlinClark sees the writing on the wall. She's not naive. She knows Europe is offering something the WNBA refuses to, a real shot at a future. If a legend like Taurasi had to leave for better pay, why wouldn't Caitlin explore the same opportunities to secure her career?
Now, it's not out of the norm for WNBA players to play during the regular season and then during their off-season play overseas. This is something that has been happening for like the entirety of the WNBA.
This isn't the first time AngelReese's dirty politics against CaitlinClark have been in play. It's been dragging on for so long it feels like a reality TV drama no one asked for. The jealousy is so obvious it's practically dripping off the court, and everyone can see it. Angel's entire strategy, throwing accusations, cranking up aggression, and trying to bring Caitlin down, isn't just messy, it's transparent. She clearly struggles with watching another player outshine her, and Caitlin's success is making her spiral. Instead of focusing on her own game, Angel seems determined to turn every moment into a personal vendetta against Clark.
We're not allowed anymore to show the #1 draft pick in the WNBA draft as opposed to AngelReese, a woman who can't run. I mean, next time you watch AngelReese play, yes, she can play. She's a good player, but she can't run. But we're not allowed to show the #1 pick in the draft, the most dynamic player, including everybody. Why? Well, because it's racist. Yes, it's racist, according to the idiot.
Remember that whole racism controversy AngelReese stirred up? That was a real spectacle. After the game, she played the race card, trying to paint CaitlinClark and her fans as villains for calling out her blatant physical assault. It was a straight-up media stunt, and the frenzy that followed was exactly what Angel wanted. That fiasco wasn't about justice or exposing unfair treatment. It was a calculated move to shift attention away from her less-than-stellar performance on the court. Instead of owning up, she turned the spotlight into a distraction, making it all about controversy rather than basketball.
She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening here. CaitlinClark was going to get eyeballs whether she played against AngelReese in LSU or not.
Angel's jealousy has been on full display for ages. The more records Caitlin breaks, the more dramatic Angel gets. Take 2023, when Caitlin made history with back-to-back 40-0 triple-doubles in the NCAA tournament. Instead of giving Caitlin her flowers, Angel was too busy trying to downplay it, barely acknowledging Caitlin's historic run. Instead, she shifted the conversation to her own toughness and how much she loves trash talking. It's almost like Angel's allergic to giving Caitlin any credit. She'd rather stir up drama and keep herself in the headlines.
To preach a message of less division, more unity, level-headedness, thinking for yourself.
Europe treats its athletes like royalty, offering more than just loose change and empty praise. They provide real money, respect, and mental health support, all the things the WNBA conveniently overlooked in its so-called commitment to player welfare. There's a reason stars like Breanna Stewart and Jonquel Jones play overseas in the off-season. They consistently say they feel valued and respected, basically the exact opposite of the WNBA vibe. So is it any wonder Europe looks better and better to someone like CaitlinClark? Meanwhile, AngelReese's attempts to tear Caitlin down are nothing but pure jealousy. Caitlin is soaring, while Angel is stuck, and the desperation is obvious. With Caitlin's European contract on the horizon, Angel has nothing left but petty comments and tired accusations. Instead of focusing on her own growth, she's fixated on dragging Caitlin down. It's honestly sad to watch someone so consumed by envy rather than their own game.